was years ago, and a lot of things have changed. But Jenny Lynn is just a memory, and this old tattoo, well, it's all that remains. I gotta love that girl. I think about her now and then. I see her face out in the night. I hear her voice calling in the wind. I just wanna ride. Me and Jenny Lynn, I just wanna ride. Get out on the road and into the wind, keeping those two wheels rolling, turning left and wrong and right, riding that two-lane highway, chasing that white line out of sight. I just wanna service.
How'd that happen? And good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Orange Blossom Opry. We are the, I don't know who we are, except I can't hear myself. Man, I hate that. Anyway, welcome to the show. Dangerous will get it working over there so I can hear myself. Getting better. There we go. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Orange Blossom Social. I am your humble correspondent and my sidekick and star of the show, Dangerous Dave. Everybody, good morning. Look at all the people in here.
All kinds of folks. Oh.
All crazy in here. Yeah, now he's down. You could turn.
This one's way loud.
Yeah, he's like on stun. There we go.
There we go.
Look at all the folks here. You all buying some tickets today or just hanging out? A little both? Okay.
Because you know what went on sale today?
Well, you know, and I heard it sold close to 400 tickets already. So if you're thinking about coming to see Dustin and see our Vince Gill tribute show, you better get those tickets quick because I think they're on sale today and probably sold out today. So there you go.
That'd be good.
Also, I don't know how much about what I'm talking about, but you know, if you're don't buy tickets off of all those things. I saw some disturbing news that SubHub or whatever it is, I don't even know what that is, are selling tickets, scalping tickets and selling them, y'all. You know, if you're going to buy tickets to the Orange Blossom Opry, buy them on our line or get them from Lori, or hell, just catch up with me and I give away tickets. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. You there, Eddie? Say hello to Eddie.
Sure.
Holy criminy.
That's really loud.
Eddie's like screaming loud, everybody.
I did that on purpose.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right, funny boy. Well, welcome to the show. As you know, everybody, the show's about you, the people. If you have questions, raise your hand. Mike is here. He will run around. Our producer, Kurt's here. And Roger Byers, our boss, is here, who I got a little birdie told me that tomorrow is the boss man's birthday, everybody. So there you go. Happy early birthday to Roger. And everybody bring a birthday cake tomorrow. So we'll have lots of cake. Anyway,
We'll
it's
give
about
leftover
questions.
donuts.
Yeah. If you want a question to ask, don't come up to thing here after the show and go, hey, can I ask you something? Everybody always does that. Show gets over, we're saying goodbye to everybody. They walk up and go, can I ask you something? I said, no, do it now. So Michael's here, and he'll have a microphone. John Johnson snuck in over there in the corner. I got a new song, John. I got it done. I've been trying to write this one song that I can't get done, but our chef gave me the idea. We were sitting backstage with the Bellamy Brothers last weekend, and we were talking about all the places you played. Does anybody else in here play music, play at all? Raise your hand. Somebody, yeah. So if you probably played weird things. I mean, you play weddings and you play, everything. I
played a baby shower once.
Yeah, oh yeah. You play weddings, you play divorces, I played pig roasts. I can't even sit down. Each guy in our band could probably write a book about all the crazy places we have played. So
I've played gender reveals.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
Play pink guitar strings or blue guitar strings.
Wow,
whatever.
that thing's like screaming loud. Jesus, you guys, you're going to kill me. Not you. It's not your fault, but you got to get that mic check better, guys. The name of my new song, We Never Played Epstein Island. So that's it. Now, some of you people will be disturbed by that, and the only thing I can say to you about that is get over it. You need to have a little more of a sense of humor because it's all just funny stuff. Don't go back and write, I can't believe it. Don't get political on me. It's just a joke. But I got the name of a couple of our places in there. We played the Grizzly Rose in Denver.
Yep.
We played the Outlaw in Old Cheyenne.
Yep. Played there too.
We played a wedding down in Miami where a man married a man. There you go. So anyway, it's all the weird places we played. Welcome. Questions will be a lot easier than us telling you what's going on. We had a great show, the Bellamy Brothers. Everybody come to the Bellamy Brothers?
Had 2 great shows.
Man, those guys, they don't say much, but they don't have to. They just sing hit song after hit song after hit song and do it well. Their band sounded good. David, both of the guys, and Howard are both still singing real good. And the shows were awesome. Now, you went to see Jeff Allen. You said he was awesome.
Oh, Jeff was great.
I did not.
And I've toured with some comedians, and I've been in a lot of comedy clubs and stuff like that. And one of the things that you find when you go see a comic is they'll reuse a lot of material.
Yeah.
Jeff Allen, I would say a good 80% of his show this year was brand new stuff or stuff I had never heard before.
Well,
yeah,
some guys
it was
go home.
great.
Some guys go home and work on their material, try to write new stuff. I try to think of funny stuff for Friday Night Live. Not doing so well at that, but well, anyway. And who else was here too? The Simon and Garfunkel guys. Did anybody see that?
They were awesome.
I went home. I was beat. We've been working so hard that I can't hardly stay awake these days.
They're always really good though. Those guys, they have great harmonies.
Yeah, nice guys too.
They did a great job.
Nice guys on top of that.
Wonderful show.
Yeah, were you here, Mike? Did you? Yeah, you were. I saw
was,
you in the front row. Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, they were awesome. Great songs. A lot of fun, a lot of jokes that were actually funny.
Oh, good deal. All right, well, look at, as opposed to jokes that are not funny. Rolling into this week, everybody, we still have a few more of the Blues and Brews, and one of my favorite acts is coming I guess it's tomorrow. Paul Thorne will be here, right on this stage, right where I am standing, and he's awesome, and he's got great hit songs like "It's a Good Day to Whip Somebody's Ass." So that's serious stuff. That's heavy stuff, folks. His songs are really heavy. Let's see. Also, who's going on this weekend? Hey, is this weekend the Classic Country Show?
It is this Thursday.
We have a Classic Country Show on Thursday, everybody. It's just about sold out, but I'm really excited because Eli Rogers is going to be our guest, and Eli's just a kid. I mean, I think he's 20-some-odd years old. He's a police officer, deputy sheriff, I guess is what he is, and but he's a great country singer, and he said, I want to do one of those Classic Country shows with you. And I said, well, yeah, you're just a kid. You don't know anything. He said, oh, I do. So he sent in a bunch of songs, great songs, Conway Twitty songs. He knows a bunch of old country stuff. So Eli Rogers will be our guest on Thursday. Yeah, that show's just about sold out. On Friday, my old buddy Susie Bogus will be here. We were on the same record label together. For one show at 7 o'clock, Susie Bogus will be here. And this weekend, it's back to the rock and roll show because Fleetwood Mask will be here. Those guys are always good if you haven't seen them and you're a fan of Fleetwood Mac.
They're the ones that have the big intro by Mick Fleetwood.
Uh-huh.
He actually filmed them a really nice intro.
I see that Fleetwood Mac's actually doing. Thanks for the donuts, whoever brought them. God bless you. My cardiologist will thank you. And so will Kirk, because it's making a big mess on his table. Oh, yeah. Also, this weekend, on Sunday, is the Brooks and Dunn tribute show.
Yep.
And that's one of my favorite shows, too. Kenny Evans will be here 2:30 and 7. And I think one of those shows is sold out. But they're awesome. And then that's it for this weekend. So next weekend, we have 3 days of Hotel California. Those guys sold this place out 3 nights in a row, those rascals. So if you're kind of late on that.
You know, this week is going to be a lot easier and a lot not as rough on the nerves as last week's rehearsals. Because
last week
we're back in Kenny Evans to do the Brooks and Dunn show, and the Brooks and Dunn,
it's right in our wheelhouse.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had a chance to audition for him back in the day.
Yeah.
And so I'm very familiar with the Brooks and Dunn material.
But now the Donna Ross is not in our wheelhouse.
Diana
It's
Ross last weekend.
more in the outhouse. That's what it was. Our wheel. Well, we have a Facebook question.
Trudy, I think.
Hi, Trudy.
Trudy.
Hi, do I sell my CD in the gift shop? I'm out of CDs, and this is a thing that's been banging about the band doing. I have my own personal CD, but it's pretty old now. But talked about the band doing a CD. Does anybody buy CDs anymore? How many of y'all have CD players still? Not many. But everything's going to that, what do you call it now? The flash drive? Yeah, everything's going to the flash drive. So, but we thought about, last year we talked about it, we didn't do it. The trouble with trying to record a new CD with our band is we just don't have a minute off. We have Mondays off, which I spent my whole day as a landscaper yesterday, which is why my back feels like a 90-year-old man today. But anyway, the answer to that, Trudy, right now is no, but we'll see what comes up. Any other questions? Come on, y'all. Get going on something, because otherwise I just keep up here and babble about nothing. There we go. We got to take her. See, it's easy.
Yeah.
Raise your hand.
You're talking about us only having Mondays off. We have 24 shows before the end of the month.
There you go. What day is it now?
It's the 10th.
Wow. All right, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Marge McHugh, and I'm originally from California, but we're snowbirds from Maine.
Yeah.
Here, yeah.
Hi, Marge.
Hi. I love you guys. Okay, you wrote a great song for a young girl a couple years ago that was about packing up and moving out or something. Yes, Tammy Lynn, I think, yeah. Jenny
What?
Lynn, yeah. You
Oh.
wrote a song for her, and I just loved it. And I didn't know if you'd ever sing it.
I don't remember it.
Okay, well.
Well, I'm trying to remember. Did I sing it? I did? Well, no, there's one of the singles off my CD was a motorcycle song called Ride. And it talks about just riding motorcycle. And
No, but
then
she was like breaking up with somebody and gonna pack a suitcase and leave. It was really fun. And then the last line was like a punchline.
You have to tell me who sang it.
The young girl. No, you gave it to she was being promoted by Uncle Peppy for a while. I don't know. I'm sorry.
We'll have to look it up.
Gotcha. We'll
I'm
look
sorry.
it up.
And I'm not trying to be rude, but I've written a bunch of songs, and people record my
Brain
songs.
teaser there.
I don't remember. Unless they make me a lot of money like Reba McEntire did, or some of those people made me a lot of money when recording my songs. But
Martha from Syracuse, New York.
Hi, Martha.
It's the first song on your CD. It's about Jenny Lynn. Me and Jenny Lynn.
Oh, yeah.
When you were younger, she was your first girlfriend.
Yeah.
And, you used to ride with her.
I just want to ride.
Yes,
me and
that's
Jenny
the song.
Lynn.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I love it too, so, yeah.
Jenny Lynn, if you listen to the song, is not here anymore. The true story behind Jenny Lynn is she was my first girlfriend. I introduced her to her husband, and it's a terrible story, so don't smile. She got married, and they had a child, and she was expecting her second child, and a drunk driver crossed the line and killed them all except for him. Killed her unborn baby, and her No, I guess she was a year-old baby. So terrible, terrible story about drinking and driving. Yes, sir. But thank you for the song doesn't say anything. It just says that she's just a memory now. Yes, sir.
Okay, Roger from Ohio.
Hey, Roger.
When you're writing music, you're obviously doing lyrics and tunes. Who does all the rest of it? The piano, the bass, the lead guitar music? How is all that done? Who writes that?
I don't know, everybody does it different, I guess, but I write a song. I do not, I've tried to write songs before without a melody. That doesn't work. It ends up being a poem, and you just put word, that doesn't work very well. But me, it's all the same thing. I sit with my guitar and try to write and try to sing as it's going together and see what it is. And then you just get together and with the band. Now, this new song I wrote that's just a comedy song, kind of a funny song. It's actually got places for everybody to play that'll be kind of cool because it's a blues song. We'll play it at the blues place and you'll never hear it again, I'm sure. But different ways, and then, different people, if you're recording songs, I wrote a song, I don't want to say this, but I wrote a song and then somebody else recorded it, and they recorded it completely different from the way I recorded it, the way I did. And it's you can do that. It's still my song, and they do different versions of it. Here's a prime example of this that you'll be able to understand. The song Tennessee Whiskey is a big song that everybody knows. Most of you all know Chris Stapleton's version of that song. Yeah, I can't stand that version. I don't like it. It's just my thing. I don't like it. But the original version, I loved. If you listen to the original version, a friend of mine actually wrote that song, a guy and a girl. Dean Dillon and Linda Hargrove wrote that song, and they wrote it real country. One of my favorite versions of it is David Allan Coe. So you can kind of interpret your songs different. We took a Beatles song and play it real different. So that all kind of just comes on whoever's doing the song, however they want to do it. I don't really write a song and think about, unless I go in the studio to record it, you just kind of write it on a box guitar.
And I'll tell you this, every time I've ever gone into a studio session and usually when you're working with an artist, they'll have a general idea how they want the song to go, but the actual little parts, they give us pretty much free rein to come up with whatever we'd like to come up with.
Some do.
And some of them, sometimes I've been told exactly what to play and how to play it, but for the most part, it's you take their idea and then you expand upon it. So my favorite example of that was when Alan Jackson got the award for Chattahoochee. He said, the very first thing he said is, I'd like to thank Brett Mason for coming up with the barn. Because without that song would be unrecognizable practically,
Yeah, a lot of guys do that. All right, Diane on Facebook, could you do a CD of live music? We have thought about that, about doing a CD that's called Friday Night Live, and just, but you guys, then you'll just go sit home and play the CD. You won't show up for the show.
This is real nice. Andy Cobb from the Bellamy Brothers, the Bellamy's assistant, they said that the Bellamy clan wants to thank the entire staff and say that the OBO was second to none.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So thank you to the Bellamy guys. We really love having them. They're fantastic guys.
Yeah.
I love hanging back there with Randy and
They're awesome.
all them guys. And
Well, one of the coolest things is, I guess, at the Orange Blossom Opry, which this is probably giving you guys some inside information. There's a long process that goes on first before it even gets to me with Roger, our boss. And he works with an agent, and they book all these acts. And one of the most difficult things about booking these acts is you can't just call the Bellamy Brothers. Well, that's not a good, they're kind of close by. It is routing. Florida down here is not the greatest place for routing when you think about, if you live in Nashville, you're only a couple hours from Michigan, a couple hours from North Carolina, Georgia, this and that and this. But going down to Florida is a little bit of a thing. So long before it even gets here, there's a lot of thought and a lot of work that goes into routing to get everybody here. Okay, I got a Saturday open. We don't have anybody booked. You have to call 10 people to see, first of all, who's even in the area and can do the job. And then you got to go back to Roger and approve. It's a big, long process. Then after they get all that done, they hand me a pile of contracts and go, here. And we have to make it happen. And then there's another long process of phone calls and what instruments do you need? What are you going to, I mean, it's a long process that we do. And then there's the day of the show. How many people, Mike, Kurt, Chris, a bunch of guys have to show up here early, in the morning and get the people loaded in. And they need breakfast. Do they need showers? What are they going to use? It's an amazing process. This is just what I'm talking about one day. Amazing process of that. Get it plugged in. Get them set up. This is a strange room to them. We play here every day. Get their stuff lined up so everything works for them. Get them fed. Get them. It's a long, long process, and that's just one day. And I've been doing this a long time. I did it on the other side for a longer time. And you'd go to places that would be just a catastrophe. You get there and this wouldn't work and that doesn't work and there's nobody there to help you load in and there's this and that. And
there's supposed to be backline and it's a Radio Shack speaker. And
and the food's pizza in a box or cold chicken. And it's I've played a million of those places as we all have. And so my job and the job of everybody here, starting right at the top with the management owners right on down, is to make sure that everybody comes here has that kind of experience. And that means everybody. That means the people parking cars are not rude. The people that clean bathrooms, that bathroom back there, there's people running out of that bathroom and running in and out of those bathrooms all day. They don't just clean that bathroom at night and then say, we'll get it again tomorrow. There's people that clean those bathrooms, 2 or 3 times a day that you don't even think about that.
Right.
And same goes back there in the back, because there's a lot of times there'll be 20 people back there and there's 2 bathrooms back there. So it's a big process that goes on here at the Orange Blossom Opry, and this whole whatever you want to call it, team, unit, whatever, is nothing but top notch from top to bottom, because that's what we work for, is those people leaving here and saying that's the best place. I've got lots of people, I think it was the Bellamy Brothers, that say this is one of our favorite places to play. I can't remember, maybe it was Skaggs, but every person that leaves here's got a different story, but every person that leaves here is my job and our job to say, man, that place and those people are awesome. So hats off to the whole crew, management, everybody's staff.
Absolutely.
And
we've got another Facebook question.
I thought he was blocked. Why,
and this actually goes back to the previous question. J.R. Reich on Facebook is asking, do musicians ever get songwriting credits when they go into the studio and play or write parts?
They do not.
They do not. Because the songwriter that comes in, the artist that comes in with a song that's written, that song, you can embellish it however you'd like, but you're not going to get credit, even if it's a signature line. Like my story about Brent Mason. Brent Mason was never credited writing Chattahoochee, even though he came up with the most important signature line.
Here's a great example of that as well, is George Harrison of the Beatles. You know, those guys, if you ever watched that thing, how they wrote a song, they're all sitting in a room, and he's going, here's a great example is JoJo was a man who thought, no, that song, whatever that was, they were doing JoJo was this, and JoJo Brown was, you could see them writing the song and how it's starting to come together. It's an amazing process to watch. And he comes up with the cool guitar stuff, and George Harrison was a genius at a lot of that stuff, because you listen to the beginning of Day Tripper, listen to the beginning of a lot of those songs, that was Harrison back there. I did it myself on Sawyer Brown songs. If you go listen to a lot of those early Sawyer Brown songs, I'm not saying I was really good, but I had guitar licks that you knew as soon as it come on the radio that it was Sawyer Brown. And that's what you strive to do as a guitar player or fiddle player or whatever you're trying to do, but you don't get extra money for that. Now, they tried to push for that at one time, but it never happened.
We have another question, Facebook question. Al asks, Bobby, where can you purchase your new hats?
I don't sell hats. You have to bring me your hats, and I fix your hats. I have 2 that I'm working on, but I don't. You bring me your hat, and I'll fix your hat. I don't sell hats.
Bobby does hat customization.
Hat customization and donut eater.
And he has a second second part of the question. When you push the buttons on the floor when you're playing, what do they do?
You take that one.
Yeah, I'll answer that.
Static.
No, it's when you don't press them is when they go. Wah. No, the pedal boards that we have in front of us have a variety of effects. Generally speaking, there's one for overdrive, which is a distortion kind of, make it sound rock and roll. There'll be like a delay, which is an echo. Yeah, very funny. There'll be choruses, which make it sound broader. And then the most important one on both of our boards is the volume pedal, because you can turn it off when you're not playing, and that way you don't get the or you can turn it on and make it as loud as you want.
Now, some of those effects are a little bit noisy, some not
Yeah.
so much. But if you get them in there, but everybody has effects. There's all, and they, like he said, they all do different things. Dangerous and I have pretty much kind of the same setup with the same,
Pretty much,
same
yeah.
sort of stuff, because you play in a country band or a rockish kind of band like we do. There's only things you need.
I thought the most important one for Bobby was the tuning one.
Yeah.
Well, there's a tuner on there
red,
too.
The red one that he's got, I'm pretty sure is the most important one.
The most important one, the drop box.
Well, we have our piano player who's quite the prankster. One of those things, you can set it to do different things, but just normally, if you just leave it alone, it just drops you down a half a tone. So if you're, that note, you push on it, and he'll walk by and step on your pedal
While you're not looking.
when you're not looking. And you go to take off, and buddy, you're in the band from hell, and everybody's looking at you going, what in the world are you playing? And that's where that is. Yeah, moving on. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, Bobby, Tony from Maine
Hi, Tony.
and Florida. I have two questions.
Come on.
One, which was your first instrument and at what age? And second, what brought you to Florida?
Well, my first instrument I still have, which I got in about 56 or 57, is a Roy Rogers guitar. I still have it. So I kind of wanted to play guitar. I played guitar in school, kindergarten and all of that sort of stuff. And but the first training I ever had, I didn't really take guitar lessons then, 6th grade, 7th grade. About 7th grade, my mom enrolled me in violin lessons, and I played in the orchestra. So I played all through intermediate school, all that stuff. I played violin and then played guitar. I took some guitar lessons, and anyway, that's kind of that. My Florida story is kind of weird. I've been touring with Confederate Railroad for 7 years. I quit, and I was out playing some stuff by myself, and I befriended our drummer at that time, Todd Bowers, because I'd played this thing every year with Charlie Daniels. And I met Todd wherever that place was. I don't know what he was doing there. Anyway, so he calls me. Remember me? Yeah, I know. Anyway, he said that the steel player, I don't know what was going on here, was leaving for the summer. So apparently, Dougie didn't play here like through July, August, September, October, November, December. Apparently, I'm just guessing, but I think Dougie just came and played for the real busy season right now. Then he went back to Iowa. That's what I think. So I came here to be a steel player, and I never heard of this place, but I wouldn't probably have done that except I'd been playing steel guitar for Confederate Railroad for 7 years, and you play the same 16, 18 songs every night. So when I came down here, this band was playing Ray Price stuff and playing all this old stuff, country stuff, and I said, man, I want to go do that because I get a chance to expand, and I just came here to be a better steel player. That was it. I had no intentions of doing anything but being a better steel player. And when Dougie came back, I was going back to Nashville, and Roger talked to me about sticking around, and I moved over and started playing fiddle, and so Dougie played that, and I was the fiddle player. Then I don't know what happened. After that, it was, I don't know what happened, but here we are today. In a much better place.
Before we get to this question, I have another Facebook question real quick. Nancy on Facebook is asking, if we do the effects on stage, what does Nathan do? And that's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
Nathan is what's known as the front of house engineer. Nathan controls the sound that's coming out of the speakers that the audience hears. He controls the levels. He makes sure that everything is balanced and that you can hear the singers when the singer is singing, that's the focal point. When the lead guitar is playing, he makes sure the lead guitar is out front, the steel player. He's basically the guy that's in charge of keeping it sounding good.
Well, your sound man, a good sound man, and Nathan is like top notch, is probably, he's probably the most important guy in your band.
Really?
Because without a doubt, he can make you or break you. I've heard people come in here, I won't mention any names, but they brought their own sound man. And I said, you got to try our guy. And they should, because all of a sudden we go out there and we sound great, and then I've heard a couple people sound like hell, and they've got a different sound man. Now there's acts that the exact opposite story of that, like we did with Confederate Railroad, and a lot of guys carry their own sound guy because they're mixing the same band every night. So those guys, like the Bellamy Brothers, they carry their own guy. He mixes them every night. He knows right when they're going to do this, do that, do this. So obviously, he's much better at that job than our guy would be. But Nathan, for being across the board and having to do it for so many people, because he mixes for a lot of people here, does an incredible job. And it's really a difficult, I mean, if you ever look back there at Nathan and go back there, it's like, don't talk to me when I'm mixing, because he's paying attention to everything.
Yeah.
Difficult job.
Okay, question in the crowd.
I'll get to the Facebook question right after this.
Hello, Bobby and Dave, right?
Yep.
I'm Jim Lindenberg from Michigan.
Hi,
Highland,
Jim.
About an hour from Midland, where you grew up, right?
Yeah,
Or
where are you
born?
from?
Highland, Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is a highlight of coming to the Orange Blossom Opry every year. And my mom lives here in the Villages. And about 3 years ago, it was December in 23, there was a young girl on the playing with you who was part of the guest on a Thursday night. She was a 16-year-old girl who just got her driver's license that night. And she had a car break down or a flat tire on the way. Do you remember that at all?
I don't.
Young, pretty girl, 16, and she was she's local here, somewhere in Florida. I was just wondering where she is, what she's doing, if she made it.
Well, let me tell you about what goes on that you don't see. So all of those guests that come up, 90% of the band, I don't want you to say they're not paying attention. Most of them are reading the music, looking at the charts, trying to play the music. And there's, again, so many of them. I don't remember that. There's a lot of kids that have started here. One of the greatest things that I believe still that the Orange Blossom Opry offers that nobody else offers is that opportunity for kids, and not always kids, but whatever, a chance to come up and play on a real stage with a real band, with real sound, real lights, real show at a real concert level. And a lot of these kids that I've seen come here in the beginning have gone on. I think there's two or three people, kids that were here that have ended up on those contest shows, American Idol, The Voice, all of that stuff, and a lot of them started right here. So I think back when I was 13 and 14, where's Larry? Larry knows this. I was playing beer joints. That's the only place I could go play. I was 14 years old, going into a bar.
That was black and white TV, too.
Playing, yeah. So I didn't have anything like this. There was nothing like this anywhere where I grew up. And so the Orange Blossom Opry allows, or I don't want to say allows, is an opportunity for people to do that. And a lot of kids have got started here. I've seen a lot of them take off and run off and do really good things with their music. Some we don't ever hear from again, but that's fine. But it's also, so it's kind of a cool thing. But that particular thing, I don't know.
Okay, we have a question, a YouTube question. Karen wants to know, what show were you at when you met Sandy? Now, when I first met Sandy was the Friday Night Live here, so.
Yeah.
I think she was talking about you, though. I met Bobby's wife.
Billy Dean. Billy Dean show. Billy's a friend of mine, and he was at the show, and our band backed him. And after the show, you know, Billy was going out to meet people. That's what he does. And I don't know what I was doing, but she came right down that line and walked up and said hi. I said hi, and something blah, blah, blah. I like your show. And of course, she digging me. No, that's not true. I don't know. And we talked, and I think I used the Facebook line or something. You on Facebook? And I'd been a long time without a girlfriend. I'd been kind of living over here by myself and thinking, you know, life's okay. I had 2 pet squirrels and a pretty good job, motorcycle, a hot rod, a Jeep. I was all right. And then I don't know what happened, but she kind of swooped me off my feet. And so anyway, yeah, she's awesome, absolutely awesome. Every time I see Billy Dean, I say, man, you're the guy that responsible for me getting married. So.
All right, Tony on Facebook wants to know, what are those circular transparent panels placed in front of the drums used for?
Go.
They are literally shields. They're called shields. What they do is they block a certain amount of the sound from hitting people in the face, basically. Because if you think of a sound wave as a wave, it literally will wash over you. And what those do is the cymbals in particular, when you hit the cymbal, it's really, really loud. But with that shield in front of you, know, it's just like if I put this in front of my mouth, you're not going to hear it as well.
Just like that.
Yeah, exactly like that. So, yeah, they're literally shields to keep the cymbals from overpowering, particularly the vocals.
Interesting
in the band.
story about those. We've put them up before, and I'm not beating up on anybody. We've had customers complain. The light's flashing in my eyes.
Yeah, it's a lighting nightmare.
Yeah, so what you do is, okay, well, we'll make the band, yeah, Eddie, you can tell them, because you have the nightmare. You all know Eddie. Everybody say hello fast, Eddie. It does make it difficult for lights, but you guys wouldn't believe what people complain about. But it's let's just say this. To have a great sounding show, it's a necessity. The drums are the one instrument that is played with force and loud, and you want your drummer to play aggressive. You don't want a drummer that sits up there and plays like that. We don't. Our band's kick-ass band, you know, you play. Well, what happens when you hit that cymbal and you start playing so hard, the drums in this little room will be all you can hear. I've seen Nathan come, you know, jump on a couple of those guys and say, look, man, you got to still play with authority. Well, that shield is something. We have a full one. You'll see a full one that goes all the way around the band. They have those. A lot of guys use those. A lot of guys, like Sawyer Brown guys, have almost a cage for their drummer, because what happens then is you're sealing all that sound. Every one of those drums, you guys probably don't know this, but do you know that every drum up there and cymbal has a microphone on it? Did you know that? Every drum has its own. This drum has a mic, that drum has a mic. Each one has a mic that Nathan controls back there in the back. So he controls all those. So if he's hitting that drum and it's so loud that you can't, sorry
Don't
about
squish
that,
my donuts.
that you can't hear, so you can put that stuff around them like that, and you can stop that sound from going out into the audience. And now Nathan can control it back there on how loud he wants that tom-tom when you hit it, or that cymbal, or all that. And, you know, it does become a difficult thing for Eddie, because sometimes it does reflect, but, you know, it's like you got some things you got to do. And so there was people complaining about it, and it's like, come on, y'all. You know, you'd really complain if all you could hear was the drums. And you don't understand, but maybe that will help you understand that. The Bellamy Brothers had cool ones, because if you have a big cage like we did, you have to carry that on the road from town to town. Well, those little things they had, which also had their insignia names on it that was cool, were round, and you could adjust them. You could put them in a little different place, you know, but pretty much his whole drum kit was covered up, if you ever looked at it. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Eddie,
when
though.
they got here, they used our two shields as well.
Yeah, they use our shields also.
Oh, they use theirs and ours. He must play really loud.
Yeah. Well, Eddie, what do you got for us today? Speaking of Eddie.
I finally put together the frontmen, all the stuff from the frontmen show, because that was really, really such a unique show of having all three of those legend front singers put together in one band. That doesn't happen matter of fact, I've never seen it happen in any format of music.
Yeah, I think the people missed missed that. And how that started was, it started with this thing they called, a long time ago, they worked out this thing called the Honky Tonk Tailgate Tour. And what they did is 3 artists got together, and I want to say in the beginning it was Aaron, Sammy Kershaw, and I don't know, somebody else.
Colin
And
Ray.
One of those guys. Yeah, that's what it is now. It was somebody else in the beginning. Anyway, but 3 of those guys got together and said, hey, why don't we go do a show, and we'll carry one band, and we'll all use the same band. And it was called the Honky Tonk Tailgate Tour. And they did that for a long time. And there's been different variations of that deal. And then a lot of times, Lori Morgan and Pam Tillis, they're big buddies. They'd do that. They'd carry one band, and so you found out it was a little cheaper. You know, we could get booked on a show. So I don't know if that's where the frontmen got the idea, but they all had issues with their bands. One of their bands is no more. Restless Heart's not even a band anymore. So those guys all got together. It's a brilliant idea, no matter how they came upon the idea. But man, that's a show. We'll have them back next year. But it's like going to 3 different concerts, like Lone Star, Little Texas, and Restless Heart concert, with all the original singers, and one great, incredible band playing all the stuff in the back. So, yep. All right, any other questions? Come on. There we go. We got a couple. Get Mike walking those donuts off.
Terry from Michigan. I was just wondering, when you go to the Dam Jam, what do you do for instruments? Do you rent them, or do you have them shipped?
The last time we did it, we sent extras, like, because we all own multiple instruments. Our buddy Willie Dice came down a couple weeks early and took them up for us.
And took a lot of our stuff up there.
Yeah, I sent my backup amp and my spare pedal board and a couple of guitars, and so that's what we did for that. Dougie, because he's got so much stuff and it's so heavy, there was a gentleman there that did loan Dougie a 12-string guitar so we could do Hotel California. So that was cool. I mean,
go ahead.
No, just that it was nice that there was somebody there that was willing to step up and loan an instrument like that.
What we do here at the Orange Blossom Opry, that's awesome, is we have just about a complete music store in the back. So people that are touring and coming will not have to do that. So I have worked that out every day. I'm on the phone with somebody. Well, do you have this kind of amp? Yup. Do you have that kind of amp? Yup. So they won't bring an amp. Do you have guitars? Yup. Do you have all kinds of guitars? Yup. What do you have? Pianos? Yup. And Roger has been kind enough over the years to invest in some pretty nice instruments. So a lot of the times when the people come here, when years ago when I was traveling, man, you could take your guitar on the plane and throw it in the overhead, and I don't know, you all probably remember, you could just be driving down the road and say, hey, you know what, I think I'm going to fly to the moon, pull off at the airport, walk onto the airport, get on a plane and fly anywhere you want to. You could do that. You can't do that anymore. Flying's a big pain in the ass, and trying to carry musical equipment on an airplane is even worse. Even my little violin, they're all just crabby and grouchy, and they don't let you do this and don't let you do that. So traveling with instruments is a real pain, and one of the things the Orange Blossom Opry does is provide a lot of instruments for a lot of those people so they don't have to go through that when they come here. Yes?
Got another question here. Go ahead.
Terry, upstate New York. Does Dougie collect guitars like you and Dave do? And is there any chance that Dougie will be doing a Neil Diamond tribute show?
Ooh. Hey, that's a good question.
It's a good, I mean, Dougie just sings a couple Neil Diamond songs. I don't know. Dougie's, first of all, those steel guitars are pretty expensive. Like a new steel guitar is $12,000. But I don't really think Dave and I wouldn't call myself a guitar collector. I just like to have a lot of different guitars. I play most of my guitars. Some are old that I don't, but I didn't go out and buy them to not play them. Usually when we buy them, it's to use them, isn't it?
The way I describe it to my wife is a mechanic doesn't only have one wrench.
There you go.
Yeah, they're tools. They really are tools, you know.
That's it.
People ask me all the time, you know, I've come here last 4 days in a row, and you've had different guitars every day. You know, why do you have? And it's because I need a different sound for each day, you know, and different guitars have different sounds. So,
but now that the boss is back in the building, we also offer that to the people that tour. You know, a lot of guys want a specific piano keyboard, and so we have multiple keyboards available. We do have one set of drums, and drums everybody pretty much can agree on that. We have a lot of different guitars to choose from, and
a lot of different amplifiers.
A lot of different amplifiers. So it helps the touring bands because they know if they come here, they don't have to drag all that stuff. And if they're flying, it's a nightmare. So hats off to the boss for making life easier for those touring bands. Yes, sir.
Hey, Bobby. Dan from Syracuse, New York. I know you've had a whole lot of opportunities in your life that you've been able to take advantage of, but do you ever, now that you're getting older, so to speak, look back and think about some opportunities that you were offered that you didn't pursue?
Mostly just the male dancer thing. You know, I don't know that I should have passed on that. You know what? I don't. I'm a guy. I probably drive Roger Byers crazy because there's reason he's probably a lot more successful than I am. But I'm a guy that I'll run through a door in a minute. You know, I'll jump through I'll jump on it right now. I'll go through the door. I don't think I think, you know, I've missed some opportunities. I was talking about the other day. I would never be here if I would have called the Bellamy Brothers a week earlier. I heard they were changing steel players, and I wanted to get out of Confederate Railroad, and I tried to get the job with the Bellamy Brothers. And I talked to David, who I've known, and he said, "Oh, I hired this guy." He just hired Jim. And he said, "If it doesn't work out with him, Bobby," well, he's been there ever since there. And if you got a job with the Bellamy Brothers, why would you leave? Because they're awesome. It's just an awesome organization. But I've not looked back at anything in my life that said, I wish I'd have done that, or I wish I wouldn't, because if an opportunity jumps in front of me, I'm going to jump on it first. That's probably how I got wherever it is I got, was not being afraid to leap. Man, I'm not afraid to, let's go wide open. Let's try. You want to do it? I don't care. Let's go. Because the window sometimes only stays open for a little while, and if you don't jump through it, I'm the first guy to jump. Very true. First guy to jump usually.
All right, we have a Facebook question. Nellie wants to know, Bobby, when you played with Charlie Daniels, did you ever play the rodeo in Kissimmee with him?
Nope. Here's what I did with Charlie. Charlie Daniels used to play this thing in Florida the first weekend of December. He'd been doing it for years. It started over there, I can't remember that place, but when you get off right there at the Hard Rock Cafe, I don't know my way around Florida, there's a big old amphitheater out there. It started there and then kind of weaseled its way down. So how that all started was we were on the bill, and I knew Charlie a little bit. Not real well, but he knew my name. I knew him. We did some things together. And I was just standing in the wings, and their band kicked off. Devil Went Down to Georgia. And then when it comes down, you know, when he starts talking, well, the devil, he stops the band's just playing. He looks over at me, and he goes, and I'm like going, what? And I'm going, so I walked out there, and he handed me his fiddle. Here. And he sang it, and I played it. And Taz, at the time, who was a friend of mine, this piano player that had been there for 100 years, said, I've been playing with Charlie Daniels for over 40 years. I've never seen him hand his fiddle to anybody. So probably one of the biggest honors that ever happened in my life. And then every year after that, I'd go back and play with him at that same thing. So I went back and played. I brought my own fiddle, and we'd play. I got several pictures of me and Charlie playing fiddle together that are precious to me, because he was my hero. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Florine from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yeah.
And
Go Blue.
We're what? Go Blue. You're
yeah,
right.
You better be at Ann Arbor.
They just did a great thing with the basketball team.
Yes.
Let's hope they can keep it up. Anyways, we were wondering, you used to have someone that came and sang, gosh, what? John Denver, I couldn't think of it.
Oh, yeah.
The doctor
Carl,
from
Dr.
Orange.
Carl.
Yeah, do you know anything about him? And will he be coming back here anytime?
Well, he will be. Dr. Carl, unfortunately, who is awesome at that, has had some health problems. And it's been kind of a week-to-week thing with this. And I will say that there's a bunch of us here that ride Harley Davidsons. If you ride motorcycle, you should ride a Harley Davidson. But anyway, we rode our Harleys, Dangerous and I think Nathan went, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Captain Kurt, I don't know. Anyway, a bunch of us rode over to the hospital to see Dr. Carl. And Dr. Carl was just here a couple of weeks ago. It was amazing that he figured a way to get out of bed, but he came to see Jimmy Fortune. He sat right down there somewhere in the front. So Dr. Carl is welcome on our stage anytime, but he is having some health problems. So those of you who are friends, you might want to keep him in your prayers.
Yep, Dr. Carl's a great guy.
Cindy, you read.
Cindy on Facebook is asking, why are they putting steel guitar players in the back of the stage, like Mark Chestnut and the Bellamy Brothers? Also, why do the artists not sign autographs anymore like they used to? That was one of the draws at this venue, is that the artists would always come out and sign.
Well, the steel guitar, let's start with that. However, when I played with Confederate Railroad, I played right on the front. I was on that side because it was Danny in the middle and me and Rusty right there in the front. But the steel guitar it's just kind of an instrument. It's like, why did they put the drums in the back? There are people that don't, but it's just kind of a thing. Musically, generally you'll see the bass player close to the drummer. That's a musical thing because they need to play together. If you want to get real technical, every time the bass player hits that note, boom, the drummer needs to hit the kick drum. I mean, it's a little more complicated than that, but it's playing. So many times, if you don't know why a band plays bad, if the bass player is playing dong, 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 and the kick drum player is not hitting the same time he's playing, anyway, that's going to get way over your head. But so that's why they're there. The steel players, it's just been an instrument that it's not most steel players don't sing, so they have the tendency to put singers up front. I don't know. There's no real other reason for it except we all like to play loud as hell. As far as autographs, that's up to people. When COVID came, everybody quit signing, and a lot of people quit signing. I know a lot of people that will sign anything, anytime, and I know people that won't, and I don't know why they don't. Maybe they forget it's people like you that put them in the position that they're in. What can an autograph hurt? But the answer to that is just some people don't. I've seen people sit here when the line's gone all the way across the building and, sitting here still after everybody left. And some of our crews had to say, hey, guys, you got to get out of here, because some people will sit out there and talk to them all day long and sign autographs. Other people will sign autographs. So it's up to them. There's no real rule for that. But we offer that to them. Everybody that comes here, that's what I say. Do you want to, we call it a meet and greet. You want to go out and meet and greet afterwards? If they say yes, there's a gal that works here named Valerie, and she sets them up over there. We make it all easy for them. People go by. But if they don't want to, we can't make them, and we don't try to do that. So moving on, anybody?
Well, real quick, before we take the next question, I want to say thank you mostly to the people in the crowd that come to see us. Our podcast that we put here is actually designed and created to expose our audience over the internet. So I want to give a big thanks to the people on the Facebook page and the YouTube page. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, we have a YouTube channel, Orange Blossom Opry. Make sure you go through, like, and subscribe. When you hit the subscribe button, make sure you're hitting the notification so it lets you know when we do go live. We go live on almost all of our shows. So if you want to watch the Orange Blossom Opry Band and you're not here, you can watch us on the internet at our YouTube channel. We also have an Instagram page. We have a Facebook page and a Spotify channel. Go through, follow, like, share, and comment. Just give us a quick comment, a quick hello and where you're from. We really appreciate it. It helps get the Orange Blossom Opry out to the world.
Okay. Also, I've had people ask, I don't know, I've never did get the answer about We have shows on the following Tuesday. Now, the next 3 Tuesdays we have shows. So the last 2 Tuesdays, we're not going to be able to do this podcast. I'm still waiting to hear if we're going to do next week or not. But the band will be here at 1. So, okay, boss doesn't care. We will. Let's do next Tuesday, everybody, because the band doesn't show up till 1 o'clock. So we'll have plenty of time to do our podcast. But we do have early load-ins because we have 2 show days for a rescheduled Bob Seger show. Who's the other one, Dangerous?
The Bob Seger and then Brass Transit.
Oh, yeah. So we have some those. Please mention that the Vince Gill show tickets are on sale today for April 17th. So you can still get your Vince Gill ticket shows. Question, come on.
Okay, it's Roger again.
Yep.
I'm not familiar with country music personalities, but every so often
Weirdos.
somebody gets up on stage and says they worked with David Allan Coe, and you guys kind of shake your heads and roll your eyes. What's with David Allan Coe?
Well, I don't like to say any. So Confederate Railroad, here's some history for you, was David Allan Coe's band for a long time. So when I went out with David Allan Coe, or when I went out with the railroad, we play a lot of shows with Coe. I played a lot with him. Now, I can say this because I have to. He was, for some reason, he liked me. He was really nice to me. When I played steel for him, he wanted me to move my steel to the front of the stage and play right beside him. And he was very complimentary to me and very nice. But that dude can be a real asshole. Here's what it said in his... he came here. When I came here, I first started here, I didn't do what I did now, but somebody told me, David Allan Coe's coming. I said, are you kidding me? And in his contract, it would say, do not make eye contact with him. Do not try to start a conversation with him. Do not do that. Guy could be a real jerk.
No air conditioning in July. He wanted to air off.
Yeah, he wanted to air off in here because he wanted it real. He's just kind of an ass. But I got to say this. I played you know who the Outlaws are? The biggest motorcycle club. I played the Outlaws Christmas party in Peoria, Illinois with him. A bunch of the baddest of all bad people, 1,500 outlaws. And man, they all treated me, because he was vice president of the Outlaws, they all treated me like I was gold. So I can't necessarily say that, but I can say that he's not always been quite the ray of sunshine. Yes, sir.
Steve from Summerfield.
Hey, Steve.
At the Bellamy show, my girl bought me a cowbell.
Yeah.
Well, we got it home and we were playing it. On the back, it was autographed, Dougie.
Yes.
That was cool.
Yeah, Dougie goes back. We get cowbells in, and they sell them at the gift shop in there, and Dougie signs them all because he's. That whole thing's a weird thing, but we had a song we were going to play, and Dougie said, I can't even remember what it was, but he said, well, I don't really have anything to play. What am I going to play? And I said, well, play the cowbell, Dougie, but don't just play it like this. Go out there and be an idiot, own it, play it, be crazy. Which is now turned into a
Now you can't
nightmare.
stop him. Yeah, now he's out of control.
Now it's out of control nightmare. It's turned us into that. So, Brooks and Dunn show this Sunday, everybody. Big show. Get some tickets for that. They're still available.
Susie Bogus Friday night.
Susie Bogus Friday night. A bunch of good stuff going on. You got the patio loaded up.
Oh yeah, we got some great entertainment on the patio this week. We have the Unexpected Duo tomorrow night for Paul Thorne. Our good buddy Mike Peterson is going to be here Thursday for Classic Country. Yep. Christine Sanders is going to be out there for Susie. Saturday we have Susie Lefebvre. I don't know how you say her last name.
You do it you let your lips roll. Sue Lefebvre. Yeah.
She's going to be there for the afternoon show, and the Naramores are going to be there for the evening show. Oh. And then for the Brooks and Dunn, we have the Northern Country Boys, my buddy Dave and Chuck, for the early show. And Chop will be here for Sunday afternoon or evening.
All right. Just by a show of hands, how many of you folks are snowbirds, I guess, and come and go in here? A few. So we'll be losing a few of you all when you go back home. How long? You go back home in April or March? April?
April.
All right. So we still got some more fun to have yet.
Yeah.
So you can still hang out. All right. Well, one more question because we're about out of time. Anything?
Bobby, you kind of danced by it, but that Diana Ross show, I have to say, seeing the whole thing, the rehearsals and what Nathan went through, you guys killed it in music that you're not used to playing. And
Yep.
I think everybody that was here appreciated
The
how well
Orange
you guys
Blossom
did.
Opry Band stepped up and turned into a Motown band, boy, and they killed it.
Definitely was out of the comfort zone for sure.
Yeah.
For you guys.
The gentleman over there was asking about the girl that sang on Thursday nights. I think it was Emma Forget. I watched that show because I used to watch all the Thursday
Oh, you know
shows,
what?
but
Emma did record a song I wrote.
Yeah,
There you go.
right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I tried to tell you that, honey. What the hell's the matter with you? Nah, yeah, come to think of it, Emma did. I've tried to call her a couple times. Emma, if you ever watch this show or if anybody watching this show, we tried to call her to get her to come back, but I don't know.
She's busy. She got a new band. She's doing all kinds of stuff. She's busy.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we want. We want you to be real busy. We want everybody. There's lots of room to, play and work and be successful in this business. So if you're busy, good for you. If you're just blowing me off, well, then that's another thing. But I don't think that's the case. She's probably busy. All right, everybody, we're going to close out. Let's see. What else was I going to say? Well, here's something that I will say in closing. I don't care about your political view, and I don't really care what you think about the president, but I do wish that you folks would keep all of our troops, all of our people in the armed forces in your prayers. Like it or not, they are in harm's way, and they could use your prayers. And we close by saying we love you. Come and see us at the Orange Blossom Opry. You'll be glad you did.